What's up, family? Y'all already know what time it is. It's another episode of Triple Double. I'm Nicole. Clearly, I'm here with the fellas. I don't know what Steve is on today. I don't know what Shawn on, but they've been clowning all afternoon. Before we get into this show that we got for y'all, and it is going to be a good show, per usual, what we need y'all to do when y'all see this episode, we need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Make this go on rotation. All right? So we about to get into it. The first thing I need to know, fellas, deal or no deal? How do you feel about players sitting in marquee matchups? Let me know how you feel, Steve.
Nah, I don't like that. And I know Shawn gonna agree with it because KD seems to tend to sit out doing big games a lot. So I know Shawn like it, but I don't like it at all, man. You know, because I'm saying this is what we watch the game for. We watch the game to literally watch the superstars play the game. How would you feel? How would you feel, Shawn, if Barack Obama doing a speech sent somebody else to speak?
Not Barack.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm gonna bring up politics. I mean, hey, I had to bring up something that you like. I know you like politics. Am I right? Or am I wrong?
No, you're wrong.
And he's systematic.
That's what they call
systematic.
it. But I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying LeBron come out and play most of his games. Mm-hmm. You know, you got Dame, who's a bona fide superstar, who's coming out every night. He's playing at least 80 games a season. You know, he ain't just sitting out saying, "Oh, I'm playing the Orlando Magic tonight. I'm gonna sit out. I don't care." No, these cats coming out and playing. So I feel like Kawhi. I feel like people like Joker, people like Embiid. These cats got to come out and play, man. Plus, Shawn, they messing up your parlays.
Jokic be playing.
No, Jokic play. I was just throwing them up.
Right.
But, they be messing up, Shawn's parlays and stuff. I don't think they should. I don't think they should sit out. But I love it. I don't like it at all. I think people like, just those top tier players. I mean, if a second tier player don't want to hoop, hey, that's, I don't really care. But I feel like the top tier players should play. Pop, Coach Pop messed that up. He the one that started that. Tim Duncan.
Spoiled Kawhi.
He spoiled Kawhi. He was sitting out Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Ginobili when they going up against when LeBron was in Miami and D Wade and them. You can't do that type of stuff. So I think the league need to stop that. I think they should get fined for that. That's just my spiel.
So this is the thing. I'm going to tell you this. I do agree with everything that you said. Now, as far as second tier, you said second tier players, if they sit out, it's not a big deal. Who would you call like second tier? Tatum? Yeah, you are so disrespectful. Oh my
I'm playing on that. But I mean,
one question though. How did he answer my question with a question of his
he
own for you?
He do that every week.
Because I have to know his analysis and I need his deeper input on what he's saying.
I'm just saying
really
it don't
specify his answer.
I'm saying it don't matter if Jeremy Grant set out because I'm not tuning in to watch Jeremy Grant. And Jeremy Grant is great. I'm just saying, I'm being real. Okay. Jeremy Grant is a great player. I like him. He can get you 30 as we can see this year. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm playing in Detroit. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying we not literally turning on ESPN to watch Jeremy Grant. Mm-hmm. I'm turning on ESPN to watch Damian Lillard. I'm turning on to watch Steph. And for them cats to say, "Oh, I'm not playing tonight," not saying they do, but I'm just saying it's just these certain cats. Like the other night, Zach LaVine sat out, just to sit out. Kyrie, I seen something on the internet, on social media that said he has the most PTO as a sports player of all time. Like, how you just take out whenever you want to take off? Yeah. Like, who got that much PTO? Like, I just can't agree with that.
I get that. But I don't like the fact that players sit out. You know what I'm saying? Especially in marquee matchups that's going to be televised. You know what I'm saying? Across the world to see. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's ready to tune in to games like, Brooklyn versus 76ers. Fully healthy or who's ever healthy, at least at that time. You know what I'm saying? So when these players do tend to sit out, it kind of does leave a sour taste in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? It makes you have a less respect for the game of basketball and how they have a less respect for the game of basketball. And that's not fair because back in the day, it was people like Michael Jordan, and all Kareems and all of them, Magic, who played whole seasons, numerous times throughout their career. You know what I'm saying? And so when you have people like, Kyrie Irving, who's a phenomenal basketball player, who literally just takes the time just to sit out and say, oh, I just don't feel like playing.
I need personal
You know what I'm saying?
time.
I just need personal time off. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has those issues, and we're not God to necessarily say which issue is bigger than the other. But when it comes to the form of basketball, you still have a job to do, because at the end of the day, you're still getting paid for it. Now, you're not gonna tell them, okay, well, keep your pay. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sit out. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna do that. So in this case, I feel like it's definitely upsetting, because now it lets us wait literally all the way to the playoffs, 82 games or 70 games to literally see how you guys are in action.
And then I feel like when you waiting into the playoffs, why y'all feel like y'all just gonna be able to swing right in motion? And y'all done set out these numerous games, like when the Nets just played the 76ers, everybody was anticipating seeing this Eastern Conference matchup. The two top teams, they was tied, you know what I'm saying, for first, really. And then you got KD sitting out. Who was James Harden, but he's injured, and I understand that. You have LaMarcus Aldridge. Obviously, we later learned that what his situation was, but also Blake Griffin. Talking about injury reserve. I don't know what that means.
I'll argue that. My thing is, man, like you were talking about people having problems at home. I feel like Isaiah and them problems haven't changed. It's like the problems they had in the 80s, we got them same problems today. Exactly. Isaiah probably had problems at home with his family. He ain't say, I'm just not gonna show up tonight. I feel like I need to be home with my family. You get paid to play basketball. Like, I don't agree with that. I feel like if I gotta go to work every day and y'all expecting me to show up, they need to go to work every day. I'm tuning in. I'm literally, we putting money into the NBA. The whole world that watch the NBA, we put money into this. We buying tickets. We buying this, buying that. We buying jerseys. We buying bobbleheads. All of these things. And these cats saying, I'm not going to. Yeah, gear and, posters. Like, come on, man. They got to play the game.
Yeah, they definitely got to play the game. It's definitely upsetting just to be able to be a fan of the game and to see how these guys typically are. Like, when you think about chemistry, that's important to the game. You know what I'm saying? Showing up, being durable. You know what I'm saying? Being active, being out there with those young guys who don't have the experience, just new getting into the game. You know what I'm saying? Just being pulled from the G League. You know, they need that veteranship. They need that leadership and that counsel and that experience. And so the fact that as stars, of today's stars, and you're not being able to, be in this predicament to where you can be able to teach them, and you teaching them the wrong way.
And my thing is,
it's just the wrong way.
That's good. That's because that's a lesson. And another thing about it is, my thing is, they get mad when the world downplay the NBA as if the NBA is the worst out of the bunch. But baseball players not sitting out. They going to play. Football is the most physical sport.
Can't do that
and them cats, and you can't do that. And the NBA is they pay is going up and up and up. They not getting paid like the baseball players, but they're not far behind. Right. And for them to be getting paid as much, and the NFL is the best sport we got, and they getting paid the lowest. How does that look? And y'all get to just say, I'm just gonna sit out. But Tom Brady got to play all 16 games. Like, come on, that's not fair. That's not fair at all.
It's definitely not fair.
It's definitely not fair. But we're gonna leave it there, fellas. We still definitely talking basketball. I want to jump into the Clippers. Talk about being the difference maker. Since they had acquired Rajon Rondo, they were 7-0. I think they fell the other night to the 76ers. That was a good matchup. They lost by 3. But how do you really think like his impact has, been made on that team so far?
I mean, just as anybody think it would, when you watch Rondo play and the type of player Rondo is, he's a rough rider. Everybody know him as a rough rider. He's going to go out there, he's going to play hard, he's going to play his minutes, and he's going to do it the best of his ability. He's not as great as he used to be because of, injuries take a toll. And then, of course, just the latter, father time, But in this regard, his experience and knowledge of the game and his IQ of the game is still soundly profound throughout the NBA. And so with him just being a general on the floor, it creates a certain motion and his presence and chemistry to galvanize everybody together. You know what I'm saying? Even with him just being a new piece, he just knows how to bring people together and make you accountable for what you do out there.
Sounding like you're freaking.
Oh my God!
He's crazy.
Oh,
he's so deep.
Oh my
God, so
God!
deep, like.
Family, did I say anything?
Just
Go ahead.
Just
go
talk,
ahead,
man. Tell the people how you feel about Rondo. You over here galvanizing, sociability. Like, come on, Sean, what is wrong with you?
Rondo's a great piece to the team.
He is. I feel like Rondo is what we call.
Shout out to Rondo.
Sean, you gonna let me talk?
Yeah, man, go ahead. I couldn't talk.
We just talked before the show and said we can't talk over each other, Sean. We just said Nicole just said it before the show.
Go ahead.
Man, I like Rondo, man. I love Rondo. And Rondo, I feel like he the missing piece to the cake. I mean, that's what we look at.
Oh, they gonna win the chip?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying every team he go on, he boosts the team up. Now like this, like it's almost like, if you go back to them Boston Celtic days, and I know he's nowhere near that Rondo, but he was that key player that they needed. You know what I'm saying? He did the dirty work. He did what they needed. He did, and it's not always about stats.
No.
And he back then he was a stat sheet actually. He was getting like 10, and 13 assists. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And I know that ain't huge numbers, but it still worked. My thing with Rondo is that if you put him on a good team, on a team like this, because I know he just left Atlanta, which was a decent team. You put him on a good team like this, that do always make that team get over that hump that they need. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that type of player. He's that key player. Mm-hmm. And as great as he used to be, I feel like he's just as much valuable as he was back then. Mm-hmm. Like Rondo's just a great player. He's a great player to have. Like the other night they lost because again, they want to sit out. Kawhi didn't play, so they lose by 3. But that's beyond the point. They still was in the game because they got a floor general such as Ray John Rondo to help Paul George out when Paul George don't got Kawhi, or vice versa if Kawhi don't got Paul George. So now they got that piece that they need. Okay, so now when you mention pieces, here he go with a question.
Now here you go. Now because this is what the question I gotta ask you, because when you mention pieces and you talk about Rondo as a great piece to the team, you're a Clipper fan. Mm-hmm. Do they go to the ship?
It's just. Like a couple weeks ago, I had to say it, man. It's just you cannot count LeBron James out. LeBron James is literally by far a top 2 player to ever play this game. Some say number 1. I got him at my number 2 behind GOAT Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I got him as number 2 now. I got to. I had Cole number 3, Sean. I'm sorry. And Cole's still my favorite player by far. He's my favorite player by far. It's just... It's durability, and it's how great he is in year 18. Like this guy, it was before the injury, was a MVP candidate. My thing is you can't count this guy out. It doesn't matter who's on his team and who's not.
So it doesn't matter what piece the Clippers get because they just can't go past LeBron James.
I'm saying.
That's what you saying.
I'm saying it like this. I feel like the Lakers have the better duo. I'm not saying the Clippers don't have the better roster. I feel like the Lakers have the better duo and LeBron and Anthony Davis versus Kawhi and Paul George. I think that's where the matchup is separated.
But then again, it's 3-on-2 now that you have Rondo in the mix.
Stop.
It is because y'all don't want to take in account how Paul George has been playing. Is he way off P or player P? I understand that. I understand. We all understand how he is in the playoffs. But even down these last 7 games in these. He's been playing phenomenal.
He has.
Career highs, you know what I'm saying? Career highs, even with Kawhi being in and out of the lineup. And so when you talk about comparing him going against LeBron James and the Lakers, and you say they got Rondo, who was the missing piece, how can they not
I got a question for you.
Oh.
Who was better, Anthony Davis or Paul George?
Who's better, Anthony Davis or Paul George?
My point.
My point.
Are you serious? He's lying. No, that's my point.
Is he serious?
Because who's better, LeBron or Kawhi? LeBron. Who's better, Anthony Davis or Paul George? Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but it's not a one-on-one battle. Because at the same time, you can say the same thing about the Lakers and the Pistons, but the Pistons won against the Lakers. So that's really kind of irrelevant.
But you talking about 04?
Yeah.
That's not right. Serious? Yes. Shaq and Kobe was beefing.
Oh, my
Gary Payton
God.
was old.
It doesn't matter.
Richard Hamilton?
It don't
I love that team, but come on now. The Lakers was beefing. Phil Jackson didn't even like Kobe on there.
Okay, an even better one. Dallas Mavericks versus Miami Heat.
LeBron sucked. He choked. LeBron choked.
You couldn't wait.
He choked.
Hey, that's all I need. He looked straight. Shawn looked straight at me. He just wanted.
I was about to say something so petty that happened the year before that we was laughing at before the episode with I ain't even go there. The Delonte West stuff. But I mean I like Rondo. I like Rondo.
Hey, man, I'm trying to get him on the show.
We are definitely going to leave it there. He will not be visiting. We are definitely going to leave it there. So listen, y'all, I got this little story, right? So I went to McDonald's the other day, right? Y'all know I'm always eating. So I got like a 10-piece, right? It was like 10-piece chicken nuggets and fries, whatever. I got home, I'm smashing. But I don't feel like I was smashing like that. I swear when I looked down, I had like 3 nuggets left. So that's definitely bringing us into our next topic because guess what? The Denver Nuggets are down a nugget. Answer me this. What does the ACL tour or ACL tear, you know what I'm saying, to Jamal Murray mean for the Denver Nuggets?
It's tight, man. I like
you
the
like
Nuggets.
how I did that, didn't
yeah, that
you?
was nice. That was nice.
Trying to be so grand.
You said Shawn was preaching. You started preaching.
Right,
but anyway,
exactly.
I guess I gotta preach. I gotta find my way here. I like.
They go. They 3 points in the close. This is what happens, man. Go ahead.
I like the Nuggets, man, and I think Jamal Murray, especially in the playoffs, he's a key player. To just have Jokic, now they have a good team, and you know the pickup with Aaron Gordon, all of those things were super great. But I just feel like they need Jamal Murray. His 3-point shooting is needed in the playoffs. You on the West, you going against, and I'm not, the Warriors ain't in it, but you're going against the Lakers, who have great 3-point specialists. You going against the Clippers, who's a great 3-point. I think they number 1 right now in 3-point shooting. So you got all of these great teams on the West that you got to go against. You need Jamal and his style. Not only is he a great 3-point shooter, but he gonna boogie on you, dance on you. I feel like he's like
fearless.
He's fearless. I feel like he's like that. That he's like Steph in a way. He's not as flashy. as flashy and as great. He's not as Stephish, but he got a little step to his game. You know what I'm saying? He ain't shooting as far as Steph and Dame, but he pulling it. And he gave us a great series last year against Donovan Mitchell. Then he was a big part of why they beat the Clippers and took them to 7, coming back from 3-1. You know what I'm saying?
40 and 50 on them.
I'm saying, so to not have Jamal Murray, and last year he became actually one of my favorite point guards. Like he was balling.
Yeah, he was.
But to not have him, man, I don't know what's about to happen. And for Jokic to be having this MVP season, man, I hate it for him, man. Kudos, shout out to Jokic, but he needs Jamal Murray. That's just my answer.
He definitely needs Jamal Murray, man. Like you said, Jamal Murray was the guy, his Robin, getting them through those games, going against the Clippers and everything. If Jokic had not had Jamal Murray, or even having Jamal Murray play that level of play, they would not have won against the Clippers. So not having Jamal Murray at this crucial time, when Jamal Murray was also a part of a team where they had two series when they came back from 3-1. He was a part of that twice. So not having him in the fold, running the floor, getting those extra points across, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for Denver. Maybe a first round exit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because as great as Jokic, Jokic is, I just feel like the West is just so loaded that him losing just that one piece is just it's just like Kawhi losing Paul George. Paul George ain't the greatest, but him having Paul George on his side makes a huge difference.
I agree with that. I don't agree with the Kawhi thing. I agree with the statement though. You know what I'm saying? I agree.
They would be a first round exit if Kawhi if he didn't have Paul George.
They got Rondo. Remember, he's a part of it.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, that's a whole other story for another day. I really don't think. I think they're gonna be a first round exit without Jamal, only because I don't think you putting all that weight on Jokic. As great as he is, besides Embiid, he's the best big man in the game.
Correct.
Like there's no question about it.
You taking him or Embiid?
Before the season, I was taking Jokic.
Put him on the hot seat.
That's the hot seat. Before the season,
Okay,
I
who
was
you taking
taking
today?
Jokic. Man, Embiid looking good, but I'm gonna stay Jokic. I'm gonna stay
I'm
Jokic.
gonna have to go Jokic.
This is why I'm saying Jokic. This is why I'm saying Jokic. I'm gonna let me argue why I'm saying Jokic though, because I can know why you saying Jokic. You just don't like Embiid.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I like Embiid.
She don't like Embiid because he was supposed to win MVP over LeBron. That's it. But anyway, Jokic.
That's so corny.
Jokic has it's how he plays, how he facilitates. He's a better facilitator. He's a better shooter. He can back down as well, and he got the stats. That's what I like more about him. Now, not saying Embiid just made a statement. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. He facilitates. He know how to get his team involved. The thing about Embiid though, Embiid just made a comment I think about a week ago saying he was the new day age Shaq. Not saying that he was as aggressive as Shaq, but like nobody, he's the most
He's feeling
dominant.
himself.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree though.
I agree.
I agree. But at that time, who was the league looking at as the face? But now Shaq dominated when he was with the Lakers, but we were looking at Tim Duncan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Tim Duncan had that class, and I think that's what it is about Jokic. Though he's from overseas and all that stuff, he got the class. He's not as lazy as Embiid can be at times. You know, he don't just sit out.
Not as injury prone.
He's not as injury prone. He don't just sit out games. I gotta take Jokic only because of that.
Hey, I like Jokic. I've been going with Jokic.
I know why you like him.
Logan. What?
Now why?
I know why he like
Why? Why?
Because your biggest enemy like Embiid and your uncle.
Who?
That's why.
He likes Embiid. I like Jokic, but we both like our people for two different reasons.
I know you just don't like it. If he would have liked Jokic, you would have said Embiid. You just want to go against the grain.
I'm not like that. No, because me and him both like Kevin Durant. That doesn't mean
right.
Me and him both like KD. So.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. I ain't about to keep arguing.
Hey man, Jokic, I see him as a first round exit. I'm sorry, Steve. Care what you say about that one? I just don't.
I don't know about them being a first round exit, but we're moving right along. Thanks, Sean, for your input.
But hey, hold on.
What?
As of right now,
What?
hold on, sir. As of right now, it seems as if the Nuggets are going to go against the Lakers, right? So if they're not a first round exit,
That makes no sense. I don't see them being a first round exit just in general. Not specifically going against the Lakers. Obviously, it's a no brainer. Like that wasn't even valid.
That was kind of biased.
No, that just wasn't even valid.
That's biased.
It's on you.
They're a first round exit to anybody else excluding.
I tried to move along and he stopped me from
My
that.
fault. Go ahead. You can go.
Moving right along. So we're still in the NBA. We're going to talk about LaMarcus Aldridge retiring. Obviously, it just really fell into breaking news on ESPN. It just kind of hit the NBA that the big man, after 15 years, is retiring from the NBA due to an irregular heartbeat. He said after he played his last game on April 10th, he didn't like the way his heartbeat felt. He was hospitalized. He's better now, but, he just made the decision to call it quits. So, Steve, you tell me, is that something or is that nothing? Not in regards to his career, but as for the Nets.
That's something. Because what he brings to the table as far as that 15-foot jump shot, you know what I'm saying? It was a piece that they had actually needed to go against the defending champion Lakers and that size that they would have had as far as skill and size over the Clippers and certain teams on the other, even to go up against Embiid. That's another extra body they could have had up to go against Embiid and Giannis on the East. I feel like, and though we seen Aldridge, a few games before he retired, going against Drummond, it wasn't looking so good on the defensive end. That his offensive power is great. Sometimes he can even step and shoot the 3-point shot. Like, for just to have him, it spreads the floor open. KD already a 7-foot monster. Harden already the best offensive player in the game. Kyrie can boogie and dance on anybody, get a bucket at any given moment of the game. But to have Aldridge to be able to dump it to at a moment in the game where they need a bucket, he was a great piece to pick up. Now, I was shocked because it was like, Man, you only played a couple games with them. Y'all was looking good. We was literally saying this is the best team on paper ever. You know, and for him to just retire out of nowhere, man, shout out to him though. You know, we don't want him to be on the court. Something happened to his heart. Yeah. You know, at all. You know, so I you know, of course, health is the biggest thing in the game. But for him to lead the Nets, man, I think that's something. I think it's a problem. LeBron and them geek, man.
Man, talk about a eulogy before I say anything, man. Good words, Steve. Good word. Good word, man. What? Good word. Because you talk about preaching, and that's all I could have heard from you, Steve. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. This is definitely something coming from a Brooklyn Net. This is something. This is huge.
You've been a Brooklyn Net fan?
Yes, I'm a Brooklyn Net fan.
Oh.
Yeah,
because of Kevin Durant.
Because of Kevin Durant, yeah. I'm a Nets fan, just like I'm a Tampa Bay fan. Anyway, when talking about LaMarcus though, it's sad that he's gone. Of course, at the end of the day, health is always going to be more important. You know what I'm saying? We don't want nobody, like you said, passing out on the court, dying on the court, anything of that nature. So health definitely comes first. Missing him now, as far as his skill set and him being a piece to the Brooklyn Nets, is going to be. I mean, they were rolling even without him, but they look even better with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a hard loss, but it's not a, you know, it's kind of, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But, you know, it's kind of, it got its ups and downs on it. But when you talk about him and what he was doing when he was added to this team, you know what I'm saying, he looked good. He was hitting a 15, 17-foot jump shot. You know, backing cats down, you know, going for the three ball.
Except for Andre Drummond.
He was looking way better against everybody else but Andre Drummond. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But in a 7-game series going against the Lakers, I feel like they could have adjusted. I mean, that's one game. That's one game. They could have adjusted.
I'm not saying they couldn't.
But when I get back to it, DeAndre Jordan, him going to, I'm still not upset. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I feel like Brooklyn still has enough. Like, they even came back and rallied back, you know, and only lost by, single digits, was it? You know, against the 76ers? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's with KD being out. Imagine KD coming back in the fold. Joe Harris hasn't been Joe Harris lately.
So it's just a runaway to you.
I feel like it's still nothing for Brooklyn at the end of the day, but I did love Aldridge as
I do think they still got a great team. I'm not taking away from them, but I mean, as far as his career, man, shout out to you, man. Thank you for, you know, giving them blood, sweat, and tears all those years. 15 years, that's a lot. You know, with and away from your family, man. Aldridge, you know, shout out to you. He had a great career, all-star. He was great in Portland.
He was
great in Portland with Brandon Roy and Greg Oden in the beginning. You know, he's played with Dame for a minute, then went to the Spurs. You know, was a great player, man. Shout out to you, man.
Definitely shout out to LaMarcus Aldridge. We thank him for everything he has done. I want to read a couple of quotes real quick from Ben Simmons regarding defense. So he says, "I'm one of those guys you can guard 1 through 5. Obviously, there's a lot of respect for Rudy." Speaking of Rudy Gobert, he I know what he's capable of. I know he's great down there in the paint, but he's not guarding everybody, and that just is what it is. He guarded me in Utah. I had 42. Do you like it, love it, or you don't like it at all?
Honestly, I love it, and the reason why. The game needs to light a fire.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? It's too boring. It's
too much hand slapping.
He lifted the cake for sure.
Yeah. It's so boring in this league now. It's so watered down. You know how wrestling used to be back in the day when it seemed way more real, and then as you gotten older,
it's too much
times change. Yeah, it's too much of that, man. Guys need to start having fires lit up under them, man. And I love it. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Ben Simmons, you know, who's a young guy who can guard all 5 positions. Now, is he saying what Draymond Green said? Absolutely not. So I give him way more credit and way more respect in regards to that. But, you know, other than that, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, man, go ahead, Ben Simmons, man. Talk your trash, man. At the end of the day, the league needs it.
I love being for that because my thing is, first off, he's right. He's absolutely positively right in my eyes. Rudy ain't checking everybody. You know, being can check 1 through 5. Literally, I like it and I love it at the same time. It's just no dislike in that.
Simple.
It's that simple. Rudy he's a great defender, great defensive player. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get you a couple blocks. He's going to, great defensive rebounder. That comes with defense as well. But being moving his feet in front of quick cats, you talking John Walls and Westbrooks and Kyrie's that he can stay in front of and play good defense. And he's what, like 6'9", 6'9"?
Yeah.
He's a big point guard. So I'm saying, man, I love it. What you got?
I love it too.
What you got?
Because, what? Talk your stuff, because it is what it is. So, moving along, I'm going to quote LeBron James, what he said. And I'm going to see how y'all feel about it. Look at you. LeBron James said, he posted this on his Instagram. You probably follow him.
He's blocked. Go ahead.
He said, the weatherman says the weather is changing soon and predicts a thunderstorm is coming. Now, with this quote, it's a picture of him and Anthony Davis. A lot of people presume that he's saying when we get back, it's curtains. So do y'all like it? Do y'all love it? Or y'all don't like it at all?
Let me tell you something. The weather gonna stay the same. I don't see the weather changing. I don't see the weather changing, man.
Please tell me,
I just
You don't got nothing coming?
I don't think nothing about to happen for real.
Exactly.
I mean,
Nothing
again, don't talk your talk, LeBron. I like it because you talking good. It sound good. It's just crazy. Of course, though they're not the number 1 seed, they're still the front runners in the West. I like the quote. I like what he said. I like the energy that he's about to bring for this playoffs. Now he got my boy Kawhi fired up because he said that foolishness. So hey, I'm just saying this. Hey, just watch out.
When he got to LA, because remember he was in the car.
The car with the king.
Yeah, and then he went to bed.
I seen it. No, come on, man. Paul George didn't step up, Nicole. No, we can talk about that off court. Now, off the camera. Now, how you feeling about it, John?
Do I like it? Love it, man.
I don't like it at all.
Honestly, I just don't like it at all. I'm gonna be the only one not be biased on this show, man, because I just don't like it.
You didn't even hear what
At the end of the day, Father Time is knocking on LeBron James, and I don't think he's gonna come back as he once always is. This is just my thing. This is my thing. Not only that, you gotta take into account Anthony Davis, who's always injury prone. You know what I'm saying? This time, he's not going to be injury prone going against people like he played in a boat. He's playing against people who's going to be the Zion, well, not Zion, but like Jokic. But he may not even be available. That's my thing. I don't think he's going to be available. And then not only that, no, but for real, not only that though, Utah is really stepping it up in a major way. And so the defensive,
they just took a blow.
They did, but you got to understand, Rudy Gobert is a defensive candidate. He is a defensive candidate, and he's gonna put it on Anthony Davis because I'm not about to predict that Anthony Davis is gonna come back. I'm not about to predict that Anthony Davis is gonna come back like how he played in the bubble.
Next.
You're not about to tell me that. Is Anthony Davis gonna play like how he played in the bubble?
Hold on, next.
No. Is Anthony? Are you gonna tell me? No.
Anthony Davis and Rudy Gobert.
I want to get you on record.
Listen.
Is Anthony Davis gonna play like how he played in the bubble? Because in the bubble, he was MVP stuff. He was MVP level.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
He has the rest now. I'm not saying he's not injury prone, but he's rested. Okay. You comparing Rudy Gobert and Anthony?
I'm talking about as far as big man.
Go ahead.
Hey, okay. Go ahead.
It's definitely the disrespect for me. But guess what? I don't like it either. Honestly, I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Put a lot of heat on him.
You see what I'm saying? I don't like it. It put a lot of heat on them. And in all honesty, I don't really feel like the Lakers got nothing coming this year. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't got to bite my tongue. I don't feel like they got nothing coming. I really don't feel like this day year. I don't even know if it's Brooklyn year, really. I really feel like it might be Phoenix year. Oh,
What?
guess what?
Phoenix?
No, I'm telling y'all.
They don't got the wisdom.
It also, why they don't? They got Chris Paul.
Hold on. Don't disrespect Paul.
They got
That's
Chris
all
Paul.
they have as far as wisdom, though.
Hey, you still can't
Hold
disrespect
on.
Paul like that.
And look at his playoffs.
Look how he resurrects every team he goes to.
Okay, he resurrects every team.
Yes.
How many championships?
He don't have any.
He don't have
Exactly.
any. That's why this
His
will be the perfect
shortcomings.
time.
He's a shortcoming in the playoff every year.
Can't do it.
He only been to the conference finals once with
I
Houston.
can't even finish my take.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's so disrespectful.
They have
He
no
won
wisdom.
No
He
wisdom.
went hard
Oh, yeah,
down my
bro.
throat
Oh,
on
yeah.
my take.
No wisdom.
Again,
Exactly.
I honestly don't feel like the Lakers got done coming. And guess what? They don't gotta have nothing coming because guess who won the championship last year? They don't gotta have nothing coming.
That didn't count. We was going through COVID. Everybody was going through. That don't count. Go ahead, though.
We want to thank y'all so much for joining us today for this episode. I will not deal with the disrespect of a championship not counting.
Hey, make sure you congratulate Dwayne Wade, though, for that Utah spill.
You go ahead.
Hey, man, we congratulate you, Dwayne Wade, man. Hey,
God.
kudos to you, man, for buying in on the Utah Jazz, man. And we appreciate you.
Oh, yes.
They jokes.